Today we're going to be talking about why Precious Achiuwa is so important to the Miami Heat. Yeah, let's talk about it. So, currently right now, if you were to, watch Miami Heat game, you would see how important Bam Adebayo is to the team in terms of just impact. Defensively, offensively, there's just a ton that he does, right? And the team is, mostly built around him. He is, the leader of this team, in my opinion. Um, Jimmy Butler's the leader in the locker room, but if you look on the court, in my opinion at least, Bam Adebayo is the leader in terms of how the team is built. Okay? It's built around him, not necessarily around Jimmy Butler. Okay? And, this draft, the Heat drafted Precious Achiuwa, right? Pick number 20. And he's so far looked extremely well. He's been posting the occasional double-double coming off the bench. He's just looked extremely, like a very good pick. I'd say he's playing like a top 5 rookie right now, in my opinion. Okay? Now, the Miami Heat need a go-to scorer, right? Um, that's what they're hoping Tyler Hero develops into. But so far, it's been, on and off, in my opinion, at least. And also there's the question of, can they wait for Tyler Hero to develop into that go-to scorer? Or would it be better for them to trade for someone straight up right now? And, of course, they're rumored to be involved in the James Harden trade. And now they're rumored to be involved in a hypothetical Bradley Beal trade. Um, Now, Bradley Beal is a very good player. Some might even argue more valuable than James Harden in terms of, less off-court distractions, less locker room fights, almost, I guess. Less, just a better player. Not necessarily a better player, but a better impact, a less aggravating play style. And there's a very high, bidding price on him, in my opinion, especially when you see how much James Harden went for. So if the Miami Heat were to attempt to try and get Bradley Beal, it would be very costly, likely. And this is where, Precious comes into it. So if, and this is a big if the Miami Heat had to trade Bam Adebayo, which I don't think they will. I don't think this is an actual, possibility, I should say that. But if they did have to trade Bam Adebayo, I could see Precious filling into his role fairly well for the rest of the season, right? Um, so let's say that hypothetically they traded like Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo for Bradley Beal, right? Um, so then you're gonna have a hole at the center slash power forward spot. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm assuming they'd put Bradley Beal at the point guard position and run Duncan Robinson out at the, shooting guard position, his natural position, in my opinion. So, why is Precious so important for this? Because when I look at Precious and when I watch him play, I see a second Bam Adebayo almost. There's one possession against the 76ers game, right, where Precious caught the ball past the three-point line. And he didn't pull up, obviously. What he did instead was he just drove right by Embiid and got an easy dunk, okay? He's a fast dude, right? Um, he's, 6'9", I believe? So around the same height as Bam Adebayo. They're basically the same player, quite honestly, in terms of just build, weight, speed, which is why I think the Heat made this pick. And if we look at it like this, okay, the only area right now, besides, okay, so Bam Adebayo is obviously the better player, right? But in terms of, potential for Precious, I can see him being equal to and or greater than Bam one day. He needs to work on defense, obviously, but any rookie needs to work on defense, right? And I believe, one day, maybe even next season, maybe even this season, heck, I don't know, you could put Precious Achiuwa on a guard, similar to how you would, be able to rotate Bam Adebayo onto a guard, right? I believe that day is coming one day. The only significant area where Bam Adebayo is better than Precious Achiuwa right now is playmaking. Um, and that, honestly, we just won't know if, Precious is good at that until he really gets put into that primary role, which I suspect will happen. Precious and Bam had somewhat similar college careers as, being kept in as just, the standard rebounding big man, right? They weren't really allowed to show the talents they had. Um, so why is that important? Well, I think it makes the Miami Heat more open to giving away Bam, and I don't think they give away Bam quite honestly. But if they had to give up Bam to get up Bradley Beal, I feel like they are very confident in sliding in Precious into the power forward center role, right? Because if he is a Bam Adebayo 2.0 or even a Bam Adebayo without the playmaking, you're still getting a very good player. Because we're going to assume that Bradley Beal can take over, fairly large chunk of playmaking. I mean, it looks like it would work. Now, do I think they trade Bam? No. He's just a lot. He means a lot to this organization, and I don't think they trade him realistically. But I think it could become, somewhat important, especially if, and this, we'll assume they don't trade for Bradley Beal. Assume for a second that later on down the line, either Precious or Bam develops a somewhat reliable three-point shot, right? That Miami Heat team is going to be amazing on defense. And that's with two non-factors in Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, right? All they need is more floor spacing. Bam and Precious are both, willing to take the mid-range shot right now. And if they could, stretch it out to the three-point line, it'd be extremely beneficial. So that's going to be it on why Precious is, so beneficial. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. It'd help me out a ton. Like the video too. It would mean a ton as well. Yeah, y'all have an amazing day. I will see y'all around. Peace out.